All right, we are live again. Con te, Gnomo.
Good day.
So, as always, we're gonna wait a couple of minutes in order that everyone can start to join our live stream. And today, I'm happy to say that we are at our 20th episode of the
Oh,
Damanhur. A long journey, Gnomo, a long journey.
the 20th.
Yes, finally there. And today we will talk about the time and the end of the year. So we are ready to approach a moment of the year full of different celebration. At least here in Italy, we are close to Christmas. We are close to the New Year's, and talking about Damanhur, we are also close to celebrate different moments like the winter solstice, the Epagome noise days, the Natività or Nativity. I don't know how to say in English that. I can check it. But we will discover all of this tonight together with Gnomo. So we're going to deepen how to celebrate this moment, how to be fully aware on this celebration. What is the Christmas for Damanhur? How Damanhur celebrate the Christmas? Yes or no? And especially, I think this is super interesting. The Epagome noise days, because it can be something, and this is why I suggest you to stay with us till the end. That can really be helpful for your personal growth and for your spiritual journey. Andiamo, just a first question, very wide, very open. Since we are ready to approach all this celebration, what would be the Damanhurian approach or your approach to such a moment where Christmas, New Year's Eve, and many other events is going to happen? What do you suggest us? What kind of state of consciousness, what kind of mindset we could have to better experience this moment of the year? Ta-da-da-da.
Okay. So first of all, as always, it's very important to have some kind of consciousness every time. So to be aware about that we are here and now. And this is something that is not easy at all, especially today all over the world. Today, in terms of this age all over the world. And so I want to repeat again and again that to do something every day, it's very important. For example, to spend some time breathing when you go to sleep, 10 minutes, to stop every cycle into the mind and to be focused only on your breath, inhale, exhale, and to be aware about yourself. It's very easy, it's very cheap. You don't need to sell, you don't need to buy a seminar. You only have to breathe and to breathe it and to breathe with consciousness. First of all, second step: every moment of the year, every season has a different a different flavor, has a different taste, a different frequency. In the Western world, especially in this hemisphere, is also the moment of the cold, of it's winter, and so people they spend time together. They are closer because it's cold. All the traditions. It was the moment where the people they were meeting, gathering, in order to stop, to still, and to prepare the new year, to prepare the new season, the waiting for the spring. So that's why in all the different traditions all over the world, this is a moment of gathering. It's a moment of meetings. Damanhur doesn't like to invent something new. We believe very much on the different traditions of the people all around the world. So we chosen to reawake, to refresh some ancient tradition. For example, solstices, the winter solstice that is still celebrated all over the world from many people, many shamans, is a moment where we can reset the common clock altogether, come back to the same to the same time, to the same moment. Okay, it's a moment where we can refresh our frequency altogether. And thanks to this occasion to refresh altogether the frequency of every one of us, we can spend time to, in some way, to plan, to think about how to build the new year, how to design the new year.
So
That's
thank
why.
you, Nemo. Yeah, thank you, Nemo, for this first picture. And now let's together jump into the different celebration. For
Sorry, I have
example,
something in my eye.
yeah, don't worry. I also closed before the camera just to my nose. So um, let's jump now to each celebration. For example, Christmas. I think everyone now who is connected or who will watch later this recording is quite interested about the Damanhur perspective on the Christmas. Does Damanhur celebrate the Christmas? Yes or no? What is the esoteric, magical vision of the Christmas that Damanhur gives to it? So let's introduce this topic together.
Yes, Christmas, that is uh, as a celebration, come from a need from the Catholic Church in uh, thousand years ago, to be able to win a competition. The competition was with all the traditional not Christian traditions all around the world, because they were still celebrating the solstice. So you have to, as a church, as a new church, as a new cult, as a new religion, you have to focus your believers in your new religion, okay, the Christian religion, but they are still very involved in the ancient traditions, the solstice. So the solution was to put together the solstice with another kind of celebration, and that's why they chosen to change the story about Christ, about mm, um, Joshua, Jesus Christ. Joshua, according to the information we have about this very mystical figure, mystical character, the founder of the Christianity. This person was approximately born in March, April. Okay, was Aries, his own sign in the uh, and so they moved this datation to December. So they started to say that Joshua was born in December and not in April. So they chosen to change the story. In this way, they found a solution. So they merged together the solstice and the nativity of Christ, Jesus Christ. was a trick uh, to move the people from the ancient tradition to the new religion. Okay, so they create one of the first fake news of the history. Not the first one. One of the most important fake news of the
One of the
history,
most important one.
creating the Christmas. But we in Damanhur, like in many other traditions, um, actually, this is also the moment where something is going to born. Okay, because we came from the moment of the ritual of the death in November, where the ground represents where the planet is celebrating the finish of everything, the death, the moment where everything is done, is complete. So Christmas can be, coming back to an ancient tradition, can be the moment of reborn. That's why, you know, the idea to create the celebration of uh, Jesus Christ. So in some way, this idea, it's something that can work very well, because in this moment, in the winter solstice, the sun is going to rise again. Okay, so it's a sort of moment of reawakening, or if you prefer, of dying and reborn. In the Damanhurian tradition, we chosen to celebrate this day, so after the solstice, that is the moment of the equilibrium uh, um, of the planet, of Gaia, where the sun come back to rise and everything shift from one direction to another one, sort of turn, okay, of the sun. After that, to have a celebration, we chosen to call this celebration Nativity. So the moment where something is going to born. What? Our soul, our dreams, our life, in order to also for human being to have a turn after the ritual of the death in November, to have a turn and to reawake, to born and to die and to born. Because this natural cycle, to die and to reborn, to stop and to restart, it's healthy, it's natural, uh, it's working very well in every different point of view, also in the modern physics. So you understood the
Yeah.
difference between the solstice. The solstice is the moment of shift for all the planet, and we are part, of course, we are part of the planet. So
Yeah, we're involved.
most important ritual is the solstice, because all the planet is shifting from one cycle, sorry, one direction to the other one in the
Another
cycle.
one.
Okay, but
And yeah,
after that, the nativity is the moment where, as a species, human being, we as humans, we can reawake. And why we celebrate this reawakening? It's not necessary to celebrate something because it happened. But celebrating this moment, we force us we push us to be aware about this reawakening. Because if you are aware, you will be not only moved by the wind, but you can drive, you can change the direction, so you can add your own free will in this um, global movement. You can add your own specific color. Okay, I'm going to reawake. Okay, I put a list, I write down a list about how I want to reawake. Okay, this is
yeah.
important.
And I take the chance to share that in Damanhur we will celebrate the winter solstice. I think the 21, the Sunday of the, it's the 20, let me check, 22. The 22, we will celebrate. So, in case you want to visit us, stay with us, celebrate together these moments, you are
In
very
advance,
welcome.
to book in
Yes,
advance,
book it in
because
advance, tell us in advance, and you can find here below the YouTube, this YouTube video, all the details to contact our welcome center, our emails, and so on, so we can be in contact. Okay, Gnomo. Now let's do the spoiler, even if it's not a big spoiler, but it's something I think it's super, super helpful for the people that are following us to know. I'm talking about the Pagomenois days, which is part of our tradition. And I would like if first you can explain us, let's say, the theoretical function of the Epagamenos days, but then also help us to understand how he can use this celebration, this period, this time of the year for our spiritual personal evolution.
yes. First of all, the term, the correct term is epagomeni, because it comes from the Greek. We used to say epagomenoi because we read it in Italian, where O and E are muted in Greeks. There are only E, so epagomeni. This Greek word means added days, plus days. So some more day added to the sum of the year. And it comes from an ancient tradition. There is a myth in the bottom line of this story, where some god was, some heroes was stealing days to the god in order to do something. The tradition, the myth is telling us a very interesting story. During the year, so imagine that from this moment on, with the new year, we are doing many stuffs, many things. Maybe we will evolve. Maybe we will reach some new uh, uh, consciousness, some new uh, aspect, some information. We learn something. So everything that will be part of our evolution is an added value. It's a plus. Like when you invest money and you have a yield back. Okay, this yield, this amount of plus value, it's something that you can spend at the end of the year in order to have a sort of um, new sort of bubble. Imagine it's a bubble, okay, of time that is outside of the counting of the early time. So you have some more day to do something. And everything you do, according to this very ancient tradition, everything you do in this period is something that has a special power. It's easier to impress the direction to your life in this period. It's curious because um, in the modern ages, especially in today all over the world, this is a moment where something very different happened. The people they park the consciousness, and they prefer to have spare time to. But we believe that, of course, it's very nice to rest. It's very nice to spend time with your parents to celebrate, of course. But it's also very important to be aware about the value of this moment of time, where everything is more malleable and where we can impress a direction to the new year if we have a list. of dreams, of project, and not only a list of needs, because the needs are part of our species to survive. The project and the dreams are important to evolve the species, not only to survive. This is the moment at the end of the year where this time is malleable. It's like a bubble that can be extended according to our consciousness. And more that we can create agreement with other people, that's why we spend time in a community. So if we connect people and we start to dream something bigger than I, common dreams, common project, a company, a community, um, every kind of organization, spiritual, practical, economic organization that would like to connect and uh, to connect the energy of the people can increase its own effect on the reality if is using this moment of the end of the year in the right way. I don't know if my explanation was clear.
Yeah, no, was super clear, Nyamo. Was super clear, and I think what it's also interesting. It's okay. I mean, I'm just taking the role of someone that is listening to us. Is it Damanhur doing some magic rituals, action, activities in order that this happen? I mean, it is something that happen spontaneously, naturally in the planet, or is Damanhur using the time to do something in order to make it happen? I mean, I know you are a researcher about time, the nature of the time, and how time works, and so on. Can you help us understand now better how this is functioning? Or can you give us some cool perspective about this process that can help us to understand better how we relate to time and how we can use time in our spiritual growth?
Okay. First of all, your first question. Domino is going to do several uh, actions, several tasks in order to trigger this opportunity. We build the temples of humankind the last 50 years in this place. And when I say this, I literally say this because I live in the house of the temple. So in the back of my room, there is the temple there. So here, when the temple is digged into the mountain, there is a sort of engine that can amplify this process of the epigomeny effect, can amplify the process. Um, Talking about something that everyone can do all over the world, we can say, imagine that you plan to do something, okay? For example, now I'm going to finish my third book, that will be a novel about time and time travel. And so I chosen to have a deadline. This deadline is the January 1st, okay? To the January 1st, 25. If I will finish my book the someday before, I will save someday. The days that I will save, they are moments that I can spend to do something more. It's the same idea, okay? So we need to have deadlines and we have to work in order to save days and to achieve the goal before the deadline. If we achieve goals before our deadlines, all the days we save, they are time that we can use to do something. It's a power. This is the added value principle. And Damanhur, during this period, we do many stuffs, dinners into the temple, celebrations, moment of gathering. We will use many tricks in order to help the people to focus the direction of the consciousness in a direction that can be useful for every one of us.
Thank you, Nyomo. Thank you. And talking about specifically now about the time, because that was also part of the topic. So we know that you are a researcher about time. Can you give us some hints about, since now that is the beginning of the year, so most of the people will maybe stop, as you said before, take a time for themselves, design the new year, and so on. How can we create a new approach to time in the new year in order to use it to reach our purposes, goal, but also to better live the time process without feel, let's say, stuck or in a cage, uh, in the time machine that is, let's say, is forcing us to hustle, to feel, let's say, in a stressful mode. How can we change the perspective, or what do you think, from your experience, is the big shift that we can do inside ourselves, talking about time?
Okay, the best suggestion I can give to you is something you can do. We have to throw away all the clocks, but this is not possible because we have to take a train or we have to take a taxi or a plane, so it's not possible. So I'm joking, but I'm not joking. We are very focused on the physical time, on the clocks, and this is a problem because the physical clock is a very flat idea about time. It's only one kind of time, is not the only one, and it's mm, actually is not the time of our species. We are more complex than the time we experience. We believe that we are floating inside of time. This is not correct in my experience, but also not only in my experience. It's completely not correct. We are not floating into time. We are time. So one of the best and very important shift is to do a very small step, but a very important step from the idea that there is something before and something after, so cause and effect, to another idea, or using another kind of a metaphor, to step from the idea that we have to change something to a new idea, a new approach, a new habit, where we are something. So we happen. We are not living. We are happening again and again and again. In this way, it would be easier to change our life because we are not changing our life. We are essentially expressing a new life. So this is the best way to approach time, and that's why it's so important, the moment of the epigomeny, because thanks to the epigomeny and thanks to the ritual of the death, that was the moment where everything was stopping, dying, we can start with something completely new. That's the idea of the refresh. So in a nutshell, one of the best suggestion I can do is the one I gave to you when we started the call tonight. Every day, to spend some time to still, to slow down and to stop. We have to celebrate the moment where we stop, we still, where we finish. Today, in the modern culture all over the world, we are not able to finish, to stop, to close. We want to have everything open, keeping everything. But this is not the life. This is not life, and it's not healthy.
Super true.
So first of all, we have to every day to spend time to slow down and to stop. That's
Mm.
the suggestion I do, because it's the best way to tomorrow morning to be a new person. And we have to be constant over time, every day. A small step, but every day.
Mm.
Because our mind is forcing us to try to do everything now, everything all together, in order to fail, to fall down and say, okay, it's impossible. I can come back to do nothing. It's a trick of the mind. To go beyond this limit, we have to do something very small every day. To breathe, the minutes, to spend time to stop, to slow down, in order to be completely new, a brand new person tomorrow morning. That's my suggestion. It's very simple. That's
That's
why
so
it's not too simple.
this is I remember that I read about a research about the psychologist Anders Ericsson, who say that there are we need more or less 100 hours of study to be like very expert on something, which is actually 16 minutes a day in a year, more or less. It kind of what you said. So if let's imagine that if every day for 60 minutes you want to deepen a topic, but you do it for a year, that will put you in a position where you are in a position where you know more than millions of people in the planet a specific topic, just because you have done it. I've done a little step every day. So, but also it's connect. Yeah, yeah, Gonyama.
this this aspect is very connected. It's connected very well with another idea. Um, I should say the best way to be constant over time, so to continue to be what you are, is to change, and the best way to change is to be constant. So we have to be able to use our um, the ritual, and the ritual is to repeat again and again something. But you can't only repeat something, only repeating. You have to do everything. You have to do this aspect every day, because every day you will be a little bit different. That's the idea. It's not so cool to be constant. We prefer to shift the card every day, but at the end of the year we will be poor.
This is super
Because
true. Even because we feel push to be super fast. I thought about this topic talking about being creative. In the past, I'm talking about Leonardo da Vinci, maybe two or whatever artists of the past. Maybe they were spending years to finish a sculpture or a painting or something. Now in the era of content creation, I'm maybe pushed to do a video every day or to do a content every day to finish a book in 1 month, and I have to publish an album every year. So we are pushed to live the cycle of creativity faster, and this is not giving us the quality of the time that we should live. And I'm experiencing myself, but with my studies, I'm very interested into sociologists. I see that this is becoming an epidemic. So we are running so fast that we are not able anymore to really live the process. It's not something anymore spiritual coming from the philosophy, the Oriental philosophy. It's something now, talk about the Western world, our modern society. We are going so fast that we don't enjoy nothing. I mean, we difficult to enjoy something again. So I think your suggestion, Nyomo, to slow down and try to focus every day on a little step It's very interesting, and I think also in in this part of the year where celebration, this all the celebrations going to happen, where actually I hope we're going to have the chance, as Nomo was saying at the beginning, to meet our friends, their parents, people. So to stay with the others, it's a chance also to experience the connection with the others and not just to be focused on the craziness of this moment, on the gifts, on running and blah, 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 so on.
Yeah.
So,
Be careful. We can't slow down time. So this new age, it's faster. This is the effect of a new packet of time where everything is faster. We can come back to a slower world where you have to spend, you spend 10 years to write a book, of course, because it was a completely different world, completely. I think if you test maybe to see uh, um, a movie that was filmed 20 years ago, today, usually the feeling is low. It's too slow. It's too slow. Today, every movie it's fast. Okay, because time is different. Time
this,
changed. The frequency changed. What we have to do, we have to try to push the world back to a different time. It's not possible. We we can find a way to add quality to the speed. This is why we have to spend time every day to slow down, because slowing down, we go faster.
I like your perspective, Nyomo.
Thank you very much.
Okay, since we are more or less close at the end, we are to the 40 minutes of this talk. I would
Jingle bell,
like to
jingle bell.
jingle bell. We heard jingle bell coming. Actually, I'm putting on a Christmas song from a month already in my playlist because I like it. I like it to listen to the Christmas song. Um, so, Nyamo, as always, at the end of a talk, please help us with a final sentence or message. I mean, try to resume what you feel is important to share in a nutshell at the end of the episode with all the people that are listening to us in order to really feel it again inside ourselves. What is the core of this conversation for you, and what do you feel you want to now share with all of us?
Okay. Because we spend most of the year following our needs, please spend this period to prepare, list, and to send your dreams.
Thank
Okay?
you. Yes.
Yeah.
And remember to use the Pagomenoise days as a tool
Yeah.
to speed again,
Maybe,
to give a speed to
yes,
your
maybe
personal growth.
remember
So,
that
Pagomeni. Exactly.
the epigomeny will start with around Christmas, and usually it finished in the middle of January, first period of January, middle of January. In the Egyptian tradition, they were 10 days, okay? But in the Greek tradition, they were around 5, 6 days. This is also considered the moment where also the divine forces they reawake, they die and reborn. Horus, Bastet, every divine force die and reborn in this moment. So it's the moment of the refresh. Because it's the moment of refresh, it's a very nice moment to put your own very small seed of future and dreams inside the mechanism.
Gnomo, thank you so much. And thanks to all the people that are following us or will watch this recording. And remember that below the video, you can find all the links to connect with Damanhur, to participate to Damanhur, to visit us, to study with us, and more and more and more. And we will meet again in January. Thank you, Gnomo, and thank you all of you that are following us. Con voi, con voi, con
Convoy.
voi.
Thank you very much.